How's it going, everybody? Vulcan Vugan here, and I'm here to talk about the Fog Realm fan film. A film that I announced back in September 9th, 2021. And after I announced it, not really much has happened. I kind of did a Q&A here and there, I did a little bit, but I haven't really talked about the project publicly in a long time. So I thought I'd make this video just to share some progress with you all, and basically explain everything that's going on with the film. So, to start off the video, I'll give a quick synopsis of the plot leading up to this point. After the world race, everybody seemed to have their happy ending. But as we see in Ignition, Dr. Tesla attempts to get the Wheel of Power back from Hot Wheels City, but fails to do so, and the drones get their hands on it. Fast forward another few months, Dr. Tesla is still in, I guess, a form of rehabilitation of his body. He is still very much so in the throes of his injuries. He hasn't gotten to the point where he can stand up and walk around with the help of a mecha suit. As such, he contracts Lani to come in and help him do his work around the Accelodrome. Thankfully, Dr. Tesla did have the foresight to see that the Wheel of Power was more than just a power source. So he contracted out many racers, including Dan, Dresden, Banji Castillo. Alongside these drivers, they also brought in their own people, such as Bell, Blazer, and Wakim Adan, to help out with the progress of defeating the drones. And that's where this film starts out with. They're going through their first realm, and eventually they'll end up fighting drones, and blah blah, that's spoiler territory. But before we get into the nitty gritty of the progress of the film and the plans for the future, my co-writer, TPM, wanted to share a quick message with you all about his thoughts on the film and our creative process on it. So I'll let him get onto that.
Hello everyone! My name is TPM, and I am the screenwriter and voice actor for Blazer and Dr. Peter Tesla in the Fog Realm. In terms of story and the overall feel of the project, our main focus was to maintain the spirit of the original Highway 35 and Accelerator films. This results in a film that has somewhat of a mix between both, in its style and themes. For us, watching the films back multiple times and really diving into what the films stood for in their messages really helped me and Vulcan craft what hopefully should be a massive homage to what we all loved and grew up on. With the original characters in the film, we didn't want to create copies of pre-existing drivers. We were driven to give them unique designs, personalities, and character arcs that make them just as lovable. I am beyond proud and excited for this film. I cannot wait to show you all just how hard and passionate we have been creating a film at this level. Back to you, Vulcan.
So to start off with, for the progress of the film, we're still in the progress of rough animation for the film. It's been a long time, but life seems to be constantly getting in the way of the progress of this film. So we're still in rough animation territory, but things are slowly but surely getting put together. That said, we still need a Foley artist or a sound effects artist to come in and help with things such as engine sounds and just general sound effects work in general, because while I am a video editor, I am not great at sourcing audio sounds. So the pipeline for the film right now would be that we need to get the rough animation done, and then do environment work and get the rest of the animation work done. And then we would do a music pass with our composers, Knowledge and Accelerace. And then to complement that, we would also do sound effects work at the very end, depending on if we can find a sound effects artist beforehand or not. And to give a little bit of extra detail for it, we've also created some character turntables and some car turntables of the models that we use in this film. Just right off the bat, all the cars and characters shown in this next segment will be in the film, except for RD09. RD09 had to have been cut from the film just to keep things more simple and easy to understand. And this small next segment actually includes characters that were cut from the film. They had to be cut for one reason or another, whether it be plotline inconsistencies or just keeping our runtime in a nice compact state. As far as the progress on the Animatic goes, we've gotten most of it blocked out and put out on the Patreon. We posted the first draft of that on September 9th, 2022. We're still working on that right now, but things are coming along smoothly. And not mentioning Patreon, you can in fact view a lot of behind the scenes stuff either early or just exclusively through the Patreon, will be in the description. For $3 a month you can view multiple different versions of the Animatic. You can keep up to date with progress. I try to post once or twice every month to the Patreon to keep everybody informed of what's going on, but obviously life has been getting in the way for this film. As far as the release plan goes, we haven't really discussed much about what we're actually going to do for the release yet. We haven't really come up with a tentative date. It's still coming along, one day at a time. We're getting there. A lot of people have been asking me what we're using to make this film. Originally, we were planning to use just Blender. We found that if we were to render the film out as is, it would come out to look very ugly because of how Blender handles volumetrics and volumetric data. And because it uses volumetric data, Blender would be forced to render out things at somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes per frame, which calculated out to about the length of the film would come around to about 2 to 3 months of just straight rendering on a single computer, which is not feasible. So right now we're in the discussing process of trying to figure out if we can move the film to Unreal 5, because Unreal 5 uses real-time ray tracing and path tracing that we're trying to utilize. Since it's utilizing the technology, it would allow us to render the film out a lot quicker, and we would also have more consistent viewing because we'll be able to see all the changes that we're making to the environments in real time. So to recap, the film's going well. We're getting the Animatic done. You can view the Animatic in its earlier stages on the Patreon for $3 a month. Gonna poke that again because we do need funding to buy sound effects packs if we plan on using that, or just outright using for render farms and things like that. So if you would like to donate, you can. And if you actually end up donating, your name will be in the credits. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy.